This is the Bates Bobcast, our weekly podcast where we take a look at the week that was in Bates athletics. My name is Aaron Morse, and this week we are previewing the NCAA Championships for women's rowing, track and field, and men's tennis. Plus, a look back at our women's club ultimate team's trip to Division III Nationals, where they finished national runner-up. That's coming up on the Bates Bobcast. The defending national champion and number one nationally ranked Bates women's rowing team travels to Sarasota, Florida this week to compete in the NCAA Championships. Heats are set for Friday morning, with the grand finals taking place on Saturday. Hannah Fitz of the First Varsity 8 joining us here on the Bobcast to preview the NCAA Women's Rowing Championships coming up this Friday and Saturday in Sarasota, Florida. First of all, Hannah, it's a new course, man-made, apparently very nice, but no one's very familiar with it. So what's your approach when you go down there and you see a new course? How do you adjust to it or learn about it?
Yeah, it is a new course for, I think, almost everyone in the boat, which makes it really exciting, but it really doesn't change the race really at all. The course only affects you as much as you let it, and, we are trained to stay pretty focused and calm, and once that buzzer goes off or the flag goes down or however the start works, that same 2K course is exactly the race that we've raced and been practicing for all throughout the season and throughout this entire year. So it'll be really exciting to be there and to see this new course. I'm personally very excited because I remember reading about it when it was being built, but I've never actually visited it. But I mean, once we start the race, it's really just the same thing. So
watch out for alligators, though, right?
Yes, yeah, I know, and apparently there's some bugs down there too. I don't know. It's not going to be as peaceful as the Androscoggin is. Yeah, but we've gotten practice with the alligators. We have our training trip in DeLand, Florida, in February, so we're good at dodging those alligators.
Excellent. And then we're going back to NIRCs. I mean, if there's such a day as a perfect day for a rowing program, that has to be it, right? Men, women, everyone, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible day. Our race was really fun, and it was really exciting because we were the second to last race of the day, and our coxswain was able to say, okay, like, our freshman 8 has won, the men's 4 has won, the 2V has won, every single boat she listed off had won, and she said, we just have to continue this pattern and make our team proud. And that was really exciting. But then, I mean, the men at the end of the day, I have to say was probably even more exciting because, they made rowing history. I'm sure you have heard this and everyone knows this already, but they're the first NESCAC 8 to ever qualify for the IRA in the 116 years that it has existed. And I think, our boat was really, really proud of ourselves for getting the automatic qualifier for nationals. And we were able to celebrate a fair amount on the dock, but I think we were all kind of holding our breath, waiting for the men to cross the finish line, which we actually got to watch. We went to the medal dock and then we went to put our boat away, but we stayed on the dock and just watched the men's race from the launching dock. And it was crazy. We got to watch our coaches watch it too, and I mean everyone was just holding their breath and screaming, and it was so exciting.
Yeah, Coach Steenstra never wants me to film him watching a race, so I got to ask you, what's it like watching him watch a race?
Well, he keeps his calm for the 99.9% of the time, but there was like a little twinkle in his eye when he was watching that race that just showed he's very excited about it. I think it was even more fun to watch our assistant coaches, Lizzie and Haley, watch the race. I mean, Lizzie was turned around for a part of it. She just couldn't watch sometimes. And I mean, they've just all 3 coaches have poured their hearts and souls into, coaching both the men and the women, so that we can enjoy this kind of fast racing. And I think, they felt it as much as the guys on the water did, and as much as we on the water did, the excitement and the speed and, everything that was on the line for that race. And it just came down to having a lot of heart, which I could definitely see from watching all 3 of our coaches.
Yeah. Now, this week it's all about the women here at NCAA's. And, we look at it and say, oh, defending national champions, there's no unfinished business, but there is unfinished business for the first varsity eight, right? Do you sense that?
Oh, yes. Definitely sense that. The Bates first varsity eight has never won the race at nationals. And I remember hearing that last year. And I was in this boat again. And, we were really excited. We were like, all right, we're going to be the first eight to do it. And we won nationals thanks to our strong women in the 2V and a really strong performance by the 1V. But I think we're hungry for a lot more this year. I know we're hungry for a lot more this year, and we're not going to settle for not being anything besides ourselves, or for being anything besides ourselves.
And then, your competition, it's interesting because, it seems like Ithaca is on the rise. WPI, I guess, is on the rise. So there's some different opponents. Williams is still there, but it's maybe not the same dynamic as before, is it?
Yeah, this year has been really exciting. I know Laura in the last Bobcast talked a little bit about what it felt like to be at the finish line and talking to our competitors and how exciting that was. But especially the communication with WPI. I mean, they're a team that we have not really expected to do so well in this spring season, and it's so exciting that they are doing so well. When we hand out when we get shirts at the end of a race, if we win, we're able to talk to each one of the girls on the boat. And when I was talking to the 6th seat of the WPI boat, she was just as shocked as we were, and was really excited and said that their program is continuing to get faster and faster, which, as coach reminds us all the time, is exactly what we want. We're really excited for this kind of new speed and new competition. And as much as Williams is a surprise this year, I think we all expected them to be faster and finish higher than they have. Anything can happen at these kinds of races, and we're expecting fast racing from everyone. And no 6th place finish at NIRCs is going to make us, cast them aside.
Right.
They're in our heat, I guess Wesleyan and WPI are in our heat, but we're gonna be seeing them.
Yeah.
And I think there's a little bit of sour lemon juice taste in my mouth from last year, remembering the race against them in the final of the NCAA, and remembering that last 500 as them pulling away from us, and we're ready to fight, even if it isn't as close this year. But you never know.
Well, that's gotta be such a weird feeling for the boat last year, because this has happened twice now, but once for you, where you cross the finish line second, you're like, oh man, second, and then you hear halfway back down the river that you've won overall.
Yeah, I remember it was a very somber row. I was crying. No one was really talking. I'm sure we're going to be very kind to each other after we got out of the boat, but I think we were hoping for more. And Williams just outpulled us. And those are the facts. And that didn't change when we found out the news that we had won. But I think just being able to recognize that we are such a deep team, and that the NCAA values deep speed over just 8 girls who can row fast and 1 girl who can make them row faster. Bates is the perfect example of that kind of deep program. And I think it's really important that something so important like the NCAA does recognize and value a strong, deep team over just 8 lucky girls who can row fast once, because I think it really demonstrates the strength of the program, and it really represents the people who don't travel to NCAAs with us. So obviously our team is a lot bigger than these 2 boats. Right. And I think the fact that the NCAA does recognize that, the team point trophy is worth a lot more than just the varsity 8. Also kind of extends to our 3V and our 4V, who don't get the fun travel to Florida, but they've done all the hard work. They've done every single piece that we have, and they deserve that recognition too. And so I think the fact that it's the team points that really matter is really important, especially for Bates.
Excellent. And what lessons maybe did you learn as a first year last year at nationals that you're going to apply this year in terms of how to prepare and the experience of it all?
I think just finding moments to be calm. is really important, especially for me. I can get easily distracted by all the, excitement, and it's very important in a new environment. We're going to be in Florida, have never been there, but also with a ton of people, and our parents get really excited. And honestly, that's part of the distraction, is everyone, it's such a big deal. But at the end of the day, just like I said at the beginning, the 2K race is still the 2K race, and it's the same course or same race that we've been practicing for. And so I think what really helped me last year was just being able to find a quiet time and a quiet place to sit. Right before our final, my good friend Laura Rand and I sat together by our boat and just sat in silence and breathed together. And I think that set us up for a really calm peace of mind as we went into the race, which is a good thing to have in that kind of exciting environment.
All right, Hannah Fitz and the women's rowing team going for a second straight national title, and their third in the last 4 years. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Senior captain Ben Rosen and sophomore Jacob Kauppila are headed to the NCAA men's tennis singles and doubles championships this Thursday through Saturday in Claremont, California. Rosen is competing in singles for the third time and in doubles for the first time in his terrific career. He is teaming up with Kauppila in doubles, and they join the Bobcast to talk about what lies ahead. Well, Ben, you've been before for singles. Now you're going to play singles and doubles. First of all, how excited are you for this? And second of all, what adjustments, if any, are you going to make? It's going to be more tennis, obviously.
Yeah, probably double the amount of tennis. I mean, I'm just so excited. I mean, singles is exciting, but it's a bit lonely. And, I mean, doubles with Jacobs is going to be just awesome. He's one of the closest friends on the team I have. And in terms of new preparation techniques, not much. I was playing a little more doubles than usual. Getting the body ready because don't want to cramp or anything on court. But double amount of tennis, so I have to be ready to go and just battle all day.
Jacob, your first trip, what are you most looking forward to? What has Ben told you about the experience?
Yeah, no, I'm just so excited. I told him at the beginning of the year I had no expectations in terms of dubs. I mean, I knew we were going to be real solid, and but I had no idea it was going to turn out to be this. So I'm excited to fight alongside my boy Froze.
Well, I know you guys were kind of on the bubble, right? So what was your reaction when you found out you were in?
Yeah, the whole year, there's a couple tough losses that we had that kind of put us on the bubble, but it turned out that we were the 3 seed and we weren't even the wild card, so nice. We almost weren't on the bubble per se. But either way, I was still kind of almost surprised to hear that we were going a little bit. And like I said, I'm just so excited. Well,
3 seeds, so that obviously rewards the strength in your schedule, right? You guys played a bunch of really tough teams this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's no NESCAC's no joke. I mean, we have a really tough draw, and we did well. We had a couple bad losses, but when I found out we got in, I went nuts. I was bouncing off the walls. I called the cop. I couldn't tell if I was laughing or crying, but I'm so excited.
Now, this being hosted in California at Claremont, these are courts. Have you guys played on them before?
Yeah, we go to California for the past, how many years it's been?
4.
The past 4 years.
Before that,
I guess,
right?
yeah. And so I think we play CMS on those courts almost every year.
Yep.
So, yeah, we've seen the courts. We love that facility. It's, probably the best D3 facility in the country. So I'm just excited to get out on those courts and battle.
Really nice facility. What makes it so nice?
Oh, boy. They must have, 15 courts, just great spectating venue, a huge scoreboard so you could tell what's happening at all moments, which is a little nerve-wracking, but, it's just incredible, just really nice. And the campus itself, tennis courts aside, is just beautiful.
Now, do you guys get actual officials for these matches and everything, or do you still self-officiate?
Yeah, we've every match is a chair umpire, so we still have to call the balls ourselves, but there will be an umpire on every court to oversee everything.
What have you talked with Ben about, what you can expect, kind of?
I'm not really going in with any expectations, to be honest. I think we should just play our game. We've been playing great dubs all year, and I think if we just stick to what we know, I think we'll have a good turnout, really.
Do you know who you're playing yet? Or
No, it comes out the day before.
Day before.
Yeah.
You told me that, so it's a quick turnaround, but you said before it doesn't really matter who you play, right?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're a really dangerous team. And I am in singles too, and we're gonna just take it as it comes. I mean, it's just the attitude we've had all year. No one really scares us at all.
So last year, both of you guys were playing, obviously, with different partners and doubles and whatnot. So what's been the dynamic between you two, I guess?
Yeah, I picked up actually a lot from him and Chris last year. I think me and Froze have better chemistry, obviously. I love this boy, but I learned a lot with how they work together in dubs and like positioning and stuff like that. And yeah, I think our chemistry is what's taking us.
Yeah, what are your thoughts in terms of like having a new partner for your senior year?
It's a bit different. I mean, obviously Chris was a great tennis player, and I miss his tennis a lot. But he's taught me a lot, and he's taught me to fill roles that he filled last year. And I'm dealing with a new piece of machinery this year, new weapons, and I kind of filled the role I had to. But I mean, we're just vibing. Our chemistry is off the charts, and inside jokes about strategies. It all helps, and it just makes us relaxed. And I mean, we're just having a lot of fun.
So going back to playing singles and doubles this time, how does that work? Are you going to have multiple matches on the same day, or is it separated a little bit?
It's absolutely on the same day.
Okay.
So I'll bring the bananas, I'll bring the Pedialyte. So Thursday, the first day, I have 2 singles matches, 1 doubles. Friday, 2 singles, 1 doubles. And then Saturday is the final singles and 2 doubles. So, you know, it's single elimination, but it could be a trip to hell.
You looking forward to watching him play some singles also?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the loudest guy out there, besides him.
Well, because in the past you've gone basically with just coach, right? Now you got a teammate, so I mean that's pretty cool.
It's unbelievable. I love Coach. He knows that, but it's night and day. And of course our family is going to be there, but it's so different. It's having a friend, a teammate out there, total game changer.
And I was there last year. I wasn't playing obviously, but I had some family in Chattanooga, Tennessee, so I came down to watch him, and I brought some fam along, and we were getting rowdy out there, and I think it helped him out a little bit. But I think this combo going down is going to be a lot more relaxing, and I think it's going to help us.
You got kind of a crazy schedule, right? Aren't you going to like a graduation on the way there? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm trying to be a good brother right now and pay my visit to Hannah, my sister. But she's graduating Bucknell, so I'm going to go to that Sunday, and then I'm flying out to meet Kaup and Coach in California.
Great. Well, any other thoughts on this trip and what you're most looking forward to?
I'm just looking forward to spend time with Ben and Coach for Ben's last rodeo. I'm gonna miss this guy a lot.
Yeah. Last thoughts on your last rodeo?
It's so much easier for me to reflect because this is my last tennis match, or maybe last week. But I mean, I'm just thankful for the season and just how we've just gelled as a team. It feels a little weird always going individuals, leaving the team behind, but I'm glad Kaup's with me now. And I'm just going to make the most of it. I know we're dangerous, and we're just going to ball out, as they say.
All right. Ben Rosen, Jacob Kauppila, thanks so much, and good luck at NCAAs.
Thanks, Aaron.
Seniors Adedire Fakorede and Katherine Cook qualified for the NCAA Track and Field Championships this Thursday through Saturday at the University of Wisconsin La Crosse. Fakorede, a 2-time All-American, is competing in the discus on Thursday and the hammer throw on Saturday. Previewing the NCAA Track and Field Championships here on the Bobcast with senior captain Adedire Fakorede headed back to nationals. This is your last go-around. You got a couple All-Americans under your belt in indoor, but time to get a few in outdoor here, right?
For sure. I definitely plan on doing that. Best I felt going into outdoor NCAA Track and Field Championships, thanks to Coach Fresh and once again the sports medicine staff, because I've just been working through like some injuries and whatnot, but I feel really, really healthy right now, and it's the best I felt all year. Had a lot of rest going into this week, so very excited to see what's to come.
What's been your training approach here in recent weeks leading up to this?
Well, I've been going primarily taking Mondays fairly light, and then doubling up, having 2 sessions on Tuesday and Wednesday. And Thursday I have 1 session, and I kind of taper off the meets on Saturday. But it's been very intense because I've been sport terming.
And then I know the discus seems to be your best event in outdoors. Why do you think that is?
I've just been throwing it it's my 8th year now throwing it. Yeah. So I've been throwing hammer for 4 years, shot put rotationally for 2 years. So discus has been something I've had for the past 8 years. So it's definitely something that my body naturally has a good feel for.
And then this year you got to mentor a first year a little bit, right? John Rex, tell me about that.
Very unique experience being able to give back to the program in that light. Johnny Rex is a kid who came in, had a lot of potential, very athletic, But, having talent in a lot of good things is not the be-all, end-all, At the end of the day, it's all about putting in the work and having that hunger to get better. It was very interesting to see other seniors, juniors, and sophomores kind of foster that fire in him and encourage him when, he's doing the things he needs to do outside the circle to get better. So Johnny Rex really is hopefully the future and face of this program. I joke around with him. I'm like, it would be really nice if Coach could have someone as a senior qualify for U.S. trials in the hammer. So definitely big goals. And even if he doesn't get that, I'm sure anywhere under that is nothing short of amazing. So
is hammer really his best event?
Yeah, hammer is definitely really a strong suit. But like I said, he's 220 pounds. He can do backflips. He has a gymnastic background, and he's fairly tall. So sky's the limit for him. His big thing is just throwing it over the summers and just making sure he's staying healthy and working on developing that innate athleticism that he has.
What have you been hearing from the alums leading up now to NCAA's and that group text you guys got going on?
They're very excited for sure because I've been keeping them updated with my training and whatnot. I haven't had a good year in hammer, but I really have figured it out last week because I've been throwing it more frequently now that I've dropped shot put and I'm just focused on the two events. They're really excited because they know that I'm what I'm actually going to do outdoors now. Because the other years I haven't done so well because I put a lot of pressure on myself. But now, after failing as many times as I did, I'm just going in no pressure because it's I have everything to gain and nothing to lose in this experience.
I remember last year, I think heading outdoors, you were highly rated, but I think you had an injury or something that happened?
No. I just I fell on my first throw and I just got mentally checked out at that point. I really was not focusing at the task at hand at that point. I was pretty much just throwing not to fall, which is not how I throw in practice. Right. I throw far in practice, so yeah, and it would be nice. It would be nice to just go back and in the rain, just get it done this year to come back. That'd be fun.
You head to the Midwest, Wisconsin lacrosse. You ever been there before?
No, I've never been to Wisconsin lacrosse, so it's going to be a very interesting experience to be there with Coach and Katherine Cook and Coach Jay. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a smaller party this year traveling, but you guys get able to focus on each other's events.
Yeah, it's going to be very fun. And I get to check out Wisconsin because on Friday I'm not doing anything, so I just essentially have my practice. I can go check out some sites. Got to figure that out.
So how excited are you? I know you had a job lined up a while ago, right? So you're excited to move into that?
No, I'm very excited. I start working in 3.5 weeks, June 18th, so that's going to be very fun. And I reached out to a coach 2 weeks ago for throwing too because I'm going to focus on discus after college. So I'm going to throw for 2 years and see where that takes me in 2020. But very excited. There's a lot of things right now that are starting to really line up, and I really appreciate Fresh because he set such a wonderful foundation and stacked a ton of bricks and it's been beyond a foundation. He's built most of the building. So now it's just a matter of me, losing weight and getting more athletic for me to kind of attack my goals for these next 2 years. And I'm really excited to be able to say that as a D3 athlete. So
right. Well, I know Ples obviously has done that in the shot put. He's competed post-college. Have you talked with him about what that process is like, even though you're looking at different...
I've definitely been talking to him about it the past 3 years, but not in the serious sense of I've talked to him about it curiously. In my heart of hearts, I wanted to do it, but I didn't think I'd be able to do it because I didn't think my parents would support me. But it was very funny when I told my mom a month and a half ago, and she's like, "Yeah, sure, I'd really love for you to start throwing and focus on throwing because I hate powerlifting because I powerlift. I'm the president of the powerlifting team. Right. She hates me lifting a lot of heavy weights. So she's like, "Yeah, throwing is good because you'd have to get faster and be more athletic." So it was very surprising for her to do that. So I'm just gonna put a plan together and just hopefully I can continue to make Bates proud 2 years after.
So no more powerlifting, more jogging, perhaps? Or?
Yeah, no, not running. Really running. Yeah, I need to get into running. Right. So I'm 40 pounds over the weight I need to be right now, so I need to cut quite a bit. But no, Fresh is a great guy. It's been so fun this year, just kind of really putting working on putting that period on my career / the time that we spent together. Definitely been fostering a lot of good memories. He's just it's crazy to see how much him too has not changed, but seeing Coach grow these past 4 years too. I've grown these past 4 years, but I feel like Coach also has grown these past 4 years with me because our relationship has changed. When I was a freshman, it was kind of what do I need to do? What do I need to do? But now I have a better idea what I need to do, and it's so good for him seeing him accommodate everyone's needs while accommodating my needs, and at the same time just stepping up as the pole vault coach, because we lost our assistant coach, Calvin Hunter, and coach has been doing a phenomenal job with the pole vaulters. They had an amazing year, and he still continues to maintain the success with the throwers and whatnot. So that's like, it's phenomenal what Coach Fresh could do. He's really an unstoppable force.
Excellent. Any other thoughts on the NCAAs that you have coming up?
I'm very excited to just stand on the podium outdoors and just do it for Fresh.
Cook, a 3-time All-American, qualified for nationals in the 5K and the 10K, but is opting to run only the 10K on Thursday. Tell us a little bit about the decision to race in one race as opposed to two, because you qualify in the 5K as well.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think it's just really a bummer about the timing of these races, because in an ideal world, I'd love to have raced both of the races, the 10K, which is on Thursday, and the 5K, which is on Saturday. But I'm graduating on Sunday morning, and if I were to have chosen both, then I would have arrived back to Bates at 2 in the morning, and it would have been like ripping off a Band-Aid to leave Bates forever. And I wanted to have the chance to run, and I'm really grateful to have that chance, but also to spend those last few hours at Bates with the people who have made my time here valuable. So I just doing the 10K, coming back on Thursday night for just to spend my last few days here.
Gotcha. And then obviously you're leaving this morning, right?
Yes.
So what's going to be the preparation like Wednesday? Is it going to be relaxing or what?
Well, Wednesday morning, the facility is open that we're racing at for practice, so we'll probably go there. So I'll do my normal pre-meet run day, and then we'll see what there's to do in La Crosse, Wisconsin, maybe, and eat some cheese. And then we have a banquet that night where there's usually a great speaker, so we'll listen to some motivational words, and then Thursday morning I'll get up and run the race.
Small group this time. It's you, D-Ray, and the coaches. Well, I mean, D-Ray is a big personality, though, right?
Yeah, I'm super excited to be going with him. I think that, I don't know, I'm excited. Like, we're all also very different personalities. So the coaches, myself, and D-Ray. So I think it'll be fun, though. I'm excited to see kind of what the quirky four of us will choose to do down there. I'm really excited.
Have you ever been to Wisconsin before?
Yes, I have. Just family used to live there, but not for a long time, and not to this particular area.
The 10K, obviously you have the school record in that event. It's obviously twice the length of the 5K, but I mean, in terms of the approach to it, what kind of approach did it take to do a successful 10K?
Patience, for sure. It's a really long race. And patience in racing is something that I kind of struggle with. But really, I'm just hoping to kind of forget about the times and just go out and race. And last time I ran it, I was by myself. So I'm excited to see what the 10K will be like with other people who are kind of around my speed. And just patience and trust, I think, because it's also easy, I think, in a race that long to start to doubt yourself as laps go on. But I'm just going to go out and try the best I can.
Have you thought at all about what your thoughts are going to be when you cross the finish line in terms of being your final collegiate race?
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm hoping to feel satisfied with it. I'm really hoping to feel like it was a good cap off of what I did. But whatever happens, I think I'll just be happy to have done what I've done so far and to have had the chance to run here. I got more out of it than I ever bargained for, and I don't think I'm planning on finishing running now. So even though this is very corny, but it'll be like the end of a chapter, but like not the end of the book.
Right, because I know you're good friends with Jess Wilson. She's continued to run too, right?
Yeah, she's actually she's very inspiring to me in that way. I think she's gotten just consistently better after graduating, and she blew us all away with her performance while at Bates. So I'm hoping to maybe eventually join a little network of people who also run, probably, but first to try to just do it recreationally. And I'd like to keep racing. Probably not on tracks and those at that same degree, but I'd like to enter myself into a few road races or a marathon here and there and see what happens. But mostly, I feel like wherever I go, I'm just going to want to find a group of friends.
Right.
And I feel like that could be a good way to connect with people.
All right. Well, Katherine Cook, good luck there. 10,000-meter run coming up Thursday at the NCAA Championships. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Cold front. Bates Women's Club Ultimate Team went to Division III Nationals last weekend and went undefeated in pool play to advance to Sunday's championship bracket. Bates defeated Mount Holyoke 15-6 in the quarterfinals and beat Lehigh 13-10 in the semifinals before falling to St. Olaf in the national championship game by a score of 11-8. National runners-up, cold front. Josie Gillett with us here on the Bobcast. First of all, obviously the best finish ever for the team at Nationals. How excited were you all to advance to that championship game? That's pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, we were super excited. It was kind of a hectic transition. Our game against Lehigh in the semis was really tight and well fought, and definitely a hard game. And we ended up pulling out the win in the end. And then we were on these like really remote fields, and we're immediately like golf carted away to like the finals field. So it was like a grab your water bottle and get on the golf cart kind of transition. So we didn't have a lot of in between time, but it definitely felt really, really good to play hard in that semis and then like step on the field ready to go in the finals.
So the between games was what, 10 minutes?
Yeah, so there's a big lightning delay. Games were supposed to start at 8 and they ended up starting at like 11:30. So the schedule was really shortened. We were fortunate that our first two games were on the same field, so it didn't really affect us that much. But it was definitely a tight transition between the semis and the finals. We were kind of just tossed right in.
Gotcha. What was the venue like? Where were you playing out there in Rockford?
Yeah, it was a big sports complex. I think they're used to hosting tournaments at this scale. The thunderstorms definitely impacted the fields, and so there were about 8 fields that they could use after the storm. So that kind of reshuffled things. But it was definitely nice conditions. The ground was really soft. It was kind of damp. It was perfect ultimate frisbee weather.
Gotcha. During the lightning delay, what was the team doing? What do you do?
There was this big a field house, a big field house that all the teams were in, and like every team had their own little corner. A lot of people were dancing or like sleeping or eating. It was fun. There was a lot of interaction between teams playing games with each other. We had a dance off with the Middlebury men's team, which was really fun. And yeah, there was a showcase game, I think in the consolation bracket that happened at another field. So some people were watching that.
Gotcha. So was this not only Division III women, Division III men, was Division I there also?
No, so it's Division III men and women, and Division I will be next weekend.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I know 2 years ago we talked about how if Cold Front gets good enough, it's a possibility of someday being Division I. What do you think of the stats of that might be?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a long shot, but I think we're in the right trajectory. Definitely looking at the field this weekend, I think we're younger and deeper than most of the other teams out there, and if things like continue to grow at the rate that they've been growing, that's not out of the question. I think we'd have to have a few years of really dominant D3 play to kind of put us at that level, but it's not out of the question. Gotcha.
I'll keep tabs on that. And then I know to travel to Illinois was a pretty early wake-up call. I saw it be like 2 a.m. or something.
Yeah, we got picked up outside of Chase Hall at I think it was 2:45, and got on our plane, and fortunately everything was smooth, and we landed in Chicago around 9 and went and had a big team breakfast together, which was great because we're all hungry and tired. And then we went and took naps for the rest of the day. So it worked out well. It was definitely early, but it was nice to like have time together off campus to just like relax and settle in.
Yeah, so this was your third trip to nationals. What about for some younger, women in their first trip? What do you see their experience be like?
Yeah, first of all, I hope they had a really good time. It looks like they had a good time. One of our first years was celebrating a birthday yesterday, which was really excited. And I asked her what she wanted for her birthday, and she said to win a national championship. And we didn't quite check that out, but we came really close. So I think that was exciting. And yeah, they all looked really dominant all weekend. Cameron Johnson, who's one of our freshmen, was the second top goal scorer at the tournament, which is awesome. And I think all of them had phenomenal tournaments, playing really great defense on the best players on the other team. I am so excited to see where they go. And yeah, actually on Saturday night when everyone's like tired and nervous for the next day, they were all on the field throwing with each other, playing spike ball with each other, and that was a moment where I was like, okay, the future of this team is in really good hands right now. I know these 5 are going to have a big impact on the program.
Speaking of that, when on Twitter, a bunch of nicknames. Are you Future? Or?
I am Future. Yeah. Everyone gets a nickname by the end of their first year, and we try to have it have some sort of significance to, I don't know, who they are or how they play or something like that.
Well, I mean, obviously the national runner-up, that last game, what was the team's attitude after, I'm sure disappointed, but it seems like you were all smiles when you got the trophies and everything.
Yeah, I think we were in a crazy time where we had just lost and our season had ended, and we also had to leave immediately to go get on flights and say goodbye to your parents, and there wasn't a lot of decompression space. But I think it is really hard to separate the reality of losing in that high stakes game and also just having that be the last game of your team. And that was a sad moment for a lot of people, especially the seniors who that's their last game with cold front. Sorry, my voice is really hoarse. But yeah, I think everyone is just really, really proud of how we played, and yeah.
Did you get some plaques or some trophies there?
We got medals, and we got a wooden disc trophy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So where is that going to go?
We've been trying to figure that out. Someone suggested that we put it in our team disc bag, but it's a little heavy to play with at practice. So
right, you don't want to play with that.
No, definitely not. We'll probably have someone store it. I don't know. We have to figure out where we can. We have, I think that's our 3rd trophy now, so we have to figure out who's going to house those from now on.
Nice. And so, obviously, you got one more year coming up, right? So what are you most looking forward to for next season, possibly?
Yeah, I think just the intensity and buy-in at the end of the season was so strong, and I'm hoping that will carry over to next year, and we'll get another awesome class of new players, and all our players will continue to develop. And I think people were really excited to be there and bought in a lot to the energy of the team, and I think that what happened this year could be replicated in the future for sure.
All right, Josie Gillett, one of 3 captains of Cold Front, Women's Ultimate National Runners-Up in Division III. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Next time on the Bates Bobcast, we'll recap the NCAA Championships for women's rowing, track and field, and men's tennis. Plus, we'll preview the IRA National Championships for men's rowing. Until then, stick with GoBatesBobcats.com for all the exciting championship highlights. Talk to you all next week on the Bates Bobcast.
Bates, my